Justin. I'm
Justin. Oh my goodness. How are you, Justin? Are you there?
I'm good.
There he is. Okay, great. So thank you for joining us today. I appreciate that. So are you looking for a summer job?
Can you repeat that?
Are you currently looking for a summer job?
Yes.
You are? What kind of job do you have in mind?
I'm actually look like probably like ice cream shop or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome. We have awesome ice cream shops down here in Red Lion. I live down in Dallastown area. So have you talked to those folks about getting a job with them if you have an ice cream shop nearby you?
Well, I talked to one and it's Rita.
Oh, Rita's. That's great. I love Rita's. Rita's is awesome. That's awesome. So do you find it difficult to talk to adults about maybe them giving you a job? Or maybe looking around and talking to other people about what you want to do for the summer and maybe getting hired?
No, not really.
Well, that's good. That's good. So today we're going to talk about networking and why that's important. So again, my name's Shanna. You just call me Shanna. That's fine. And some of the objectives we have for today is recognizing the importance of networking. And we're going to learn effective networking strategies, as well as we're going to develop your 30-second elevator speech. So this is not only important for your summer job. Have you had a summer job before?
Yes.
Okay, great. So all of this information that you're going to learn as you go on and you go on to bigger than just summer jobs, this is all going to be important to you as you move on from ice cream. So we already know that you probably network already, right? What kind of networking sites are you on, Justin? Are you on Facebook, Snapchat?
No, I'm not in either.
You're not in any? You're not on any social media sites?
Actually, we're making one. It's called We Are Lansden.
That's awesome. That's great. Did you know that about the 6 degrees of separation? Have you heard of that before?
No.
Okay, so it refers to a belief that everyone is just 6 people away from being connected to everyone. Someone can introduce you to someone who can introduce you to someone that you want to meet. So this specific networking is different than what you do daily on a social media platform. This is aimed directly at getting you a job. So this networking needs to be viewed differently, but using the same skills you already now use. So job search networking and social networking can work together to help you find that employment that you want. Super important. So what is networking? So I know this kind of networking doesn't look or sound as exciting as, a social media platform, but just think about how excited you'll be when you get the job that you've been dreaming about, right? So networking is to interact with other people, to exchange information, to develop those contacts, and especially further your career. And if you're going to be building a social media platform, you're going to want people to come to it, right? So you're going to have to start networking there as well, so you can get that going. So networking during your job search. Note that networking is not asking people to give you a job. That's not it at all. It is exchanging information. It's developing those relationships and informing people of your career goals. So you just shared a little bit of that with me today, which may include that you're interested in job openings. So you can always, say that as well. Networking also should be mutual, which means that you give as well as you take. When you seek to give or share advice, connections, resources, you gain the most opportunity out of that contact. So don't make them do all the talking, right? So who can be in your network? Justin, who do you think should be in your network?
Friends, family.
Great. Friends, family. What about the employers from your last job you had last summer, or friends that you made in that job last summer? Those might be old employers that you worked for, maybe teachers. Your teachers that you go to school with. Maybe you've developed a relationship with them, network with them. Maybe they have some insight on some possible job opportunities out there. Start thinking now about the people around you who may already be in your social network, the people that you talk to every day, who could also be someone who could tell you about possible jobs that are out there. Even more so, you could make more in other places than working at the ice cream shop, right? So where do you need to network? So in person is always super important. You know, you could be at the grocery store, running down to the corner market, grabbing, you know, a sports drink and some snacks or something like that. Talk to those people around you. Indeed as well. Have you heard of Indeed before? The job search webpage, Indeed.com. They have a lot of job postings out there. You can look on there as well for summer jobs. Just type in summer jobs in your area, and employers should have postings that are there. It is probably the #1 job search platform that's out there right now, Justin. So, but you can also check out Career One Stop, Career Builder, Glassdoor, Snag a Job is another great place. Monster and other platforms. These are sites where two things can be done. You can job search, it's super friendly and super easy to use, and you can post your resume. So make sure you have your resume updated regularly. Do not put your address, just like a pro tip, Jay, do not put your street address on your resume when you're uploading it on sites like Indeed, because they can use that information to data mine and phish and scam, okay? All you need is your city and your state, all right? You can also go onto other social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook actually has a jobs tab now. Did you know that? They have a jobs tab. Yeah, they have a jobs tab underneath there. So you can apply to jobs right on Facebook. It's crazy. Twitter is a good place to network as well. And Instagram, obviously, if you're on Insta, you know, you can send out information to your friends being like, I need a job. And LinkedIn is something that you should start working on now. What grade are you in?
I'm going to high school.
You're going into high school. Great. So far and away, the premier platform for career expansion, networking, job information, job postings, job search, career research is LinkedIn. They even have a function that's called LinkedIn Learning there. If you don't think that you need LinkedIn, you probably should jump in there and just check it out, create an account, and get started in making those connections. It also keep it current and check it regularly. You can put your high school career through there, all the things that you've achieved, any volunteer work that you might be doing. You know, while you're in school, if you're not doing a paid position, you can still do volunteer work. That counts as work experience. Did you know that? Yeah, it's awesome. So, and there are over 20 million jobs listed on LinkedIn, all throughout the country. But you can have almost three job postings or 3 job alerts sent to you in LinkedIn as well. So that's a great way to start as well. All right. I'm going to share a short video with you really quick. I'm going to mute myself. Just give me a Probably shouldn't mute myself. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it okay, all right? All right, I'm gonna start it now.
You're here because you want to find a job by networking on LinkedIn. And you have the right idea. But the question always remains, how do you connect with someone who is a total stranger in a very awkward type of interaction and leave that interaction feeling as if both you and the person that you are networking with got value out of that conversation and had a good interaction. So today, I'm going to give you the top tips that can help you to succeed in getting a response from people on LinkedIn. And then I'm going to give you a template that you can actually use to reach out to people in a cold message and get them to respond and interact with you. So are you excited to get started? I am. This is one of my favorite topics. So without further ado, let's talk shop. First off, I'm going to tackle that huge, ugly elephant that's sucking the air out of the room right now. And that elephant is the hard truth about networking. The hard truth comes in two parts. The first part is that networking, real long-term networking, is about giving more and creating more value than you receive. And the second part of the hard truth is that right now, you probably won't be in any position to give more value than you receive. Now, it's entirely possible that maybe if you get lucky, you'll run into an interaction where you actually do have something of value to provide. But chances are, in most interactions, you're going to be coming to the table with nothing of real value to the person that you're networking with, at least professionally. So how do you overcome this fundamental truth about networking that seemingly is impossible to overcome? Well, I'm going to give you a script, and I'm going to explain to you why this script hacks that system to give you a positive result out of your networking. So in this script, we're going to focus on giving, and giving value on a human and personal level. And connecting on a personal level is something that I find so many people that try to network just completely forget or aren't aware of. I've received so many messages from people that simply ask me if I want to spend some time to talk to them. And I can see in the message that they haven't put any effort in understanding who I am and trying to connect with me on a personal level. So the thing that you can take away is when you find someone that you want to network with, don't just send them a message that's a cut and paste of every message that you send to everyone. And please do not just send an invitation without a message at all. I make it a personal mission that I respond to, and I give time to anybody who is willing to put in time to understand who I am. That means if anyone sends a personal message to me, I try to get back to them and I try to give them some of my time to give back because I was in their situation before and I was helped by people who gave me their time. But I'm a busy person. I have my priorities and I have quite a few things on the go outside of just my work. And so I don't have infinite time to give to everybody. So the people that I choose not to respond to are the people who clearly did not put any effort into understanding who I am and showing an interest in my story. And before we dive into what you should do, I'm going to give you a few examples of what you shouldn't do. These are not some made-up examples that I have because unfortunately, I receive a lot of these types of messages and there's enough content for me to just share from real people that have reached out to me. And so as I go through these examples really quickly, note the same type of pattern of not taking any effort to actually understand who I am, to reference anything unique about me. A lot of these messages could have been a copy paste, or maybe they replace one thing in the tons of messages that they send. Okay, enough of the bad examples. There are too many of those to go through. Let's go into a good example. And for this one, I'm going to give you a script that I used to use with a lot of job seekers that I've used myself, and I've seen elements of in the really successful people who have networked with me. Hi, first name. My name is your first name, and you can put in a professional intro here optionally. Your experience, and here you want to reference a unique characteristic or achievement or interest or experience, is really interesting to me as I also, and then here you put a similar characteristic or achievement, interest, experience, etc. I'd appreciate the chance to stay connected and to discuss our mutual interests. Cheers, your first name. So this is really quick and really short, as you can see, but the meat of it is in the brackets, and that's where you customize. I'll get into how you can specifically customize that later. But the one thing to note here is this is a template for a LinkedIn connection invitation. LinkedIn has a character limit on how much you can write in an invitation. So while you do want to customize it, you're going to need to fit your invitation inside that character limit. And it is generally a good practice to be brief anyway in your first interaction. So follow that template and I'll show you how you can customize it later. Now let's fast forward a bit. Because your invitation was so customized and you found some common ground with the person that you're connecting with, there's a good chance that they accepted your connection. And if they haven't responded to you yet, now is your opportunity to send them a longer message that shows even more that you have taken the time to understand who they are, to be curious about their story, and to give and give and give on a personal human level. So here's an example of a template that you can use to follow up after they've accepted your invitation. Hi, first name. Thanks so much for connecting. I came across your profile while I was searching for other professionals in, and here you put the industry or company or job title that you're interested in, and I wanted to say hello. Your experience, here you put the unique characteristic or achievement or interest or experience, really spoke to me as I also, and here you put something that's related to their experience or characteristic, etc. I'm particularly interested in, and then here is where you customize something about them that you'd like to know more about. Would you be available sometime this week or next to chat? I'd love to buy you a coffee or hop on a phone call to learn all about your experience and your story. Please let me know if there's a date and time that works for you, and I'll make that work in my schedule. Thanks again for connecting. I hope to see you soon. Cheers, your first name. So now I'll dive into the content within the brackets that you need to customize. And as I mentioned before, that's really the meat of your message. All the other stuff in this template is going to give your message some structure, give it some organization, but make no mistake, the success and response rate of your message is going to depend on how much effort you put in to customizing it. So let's go back to that initial outreach message. In the second sentence, you want to customize the section and brackets to the industry, company, or job title that the person has. This should be something that you're interested in learning more about. Now, before you write the third sentence, do some research. Spend a few minutes going through the person's professional experience and picking out some things that are unique about their interests, experience, or anything else that they've added. These are clues about things that the person probably cares a lot about, so you want to mention them in your message. Then, in the second part, think about something from your own experience or interests which intersect or are related to that person. This could be something as broad as graduating from the same program at a school, to something as specific as being really into a sports team or instrument. The important thing is to show that you're actually paying attention to who the person is and that you're building rapport through common ground. This is so important. I've A/B tested this. Messages that do not draw upon common ground have about half the response rate compared to messages that do draw upon something shared. It's just human, beyond our most well-intentioned thoughts, to separate the world into people that are like us versus people that aren't. And guess which group a stranger is more likely to respond to. In your final customized sentence, delve one level deeper to ask about something specific to show that your interest is genuine. This is the part of the message that can tip that person from being unsure about accepting or responding to wanting to respond. It's also human nature to be fair and reciprocal. If I see that you put an effort into getting to know me and speaking to my interests, the least I could do is respond. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this video. We've given you a template that you can use to reach out to someone and a template that you can use to follow up and request a meeting or an informational interview with someone. And those two should be enough to get you started on your way.
as he was saying, these are great ways to maybe even go in and, yes, a summer job's one thing, but also creating relationships beforehand as you're going through high school. Maybe you'll have an opportunity within an area that you're really interested in to learn about that particular interest that you have, so you can learn more. Maybe you can even go through an internship or something like that early on. It can open up avenues that you might have never thought about before. So definitely take the time to use those skills, maybe not as in depth for a summer job, but reaching out and having the same idea, Jay, about I really would like to get to know you. I love how, you work here. This is something that interests me. Do you have a time to set up a meeting to talk about it? It's really important to talk to people, to have conversations, and not just shallow ones either, like really grown up adult conversations. You have to make sure that you're always, on the up and up. There are a lot of things that you should not be doing in networking on social media. Make sure that your did you know that 94% of hiring managers look at your social media now? They'll research you on Google and they'll check out your social media sites. So you need to make sure that you don't have anything provocative or inappropriate posts, pictures, or shares. Make sure that you do not show any drinking, drug use, or criminal behavior, discriminatory comments related to race, gender, or religion. Make sure that you're not bad-mouthing previous employers or fellow employees that you've worked with in the past. Definitely don't lie about your qualifications or work absence. Make sure that your communication skills are on the up and up and that they're well-rounded and they're not poor. And then sharing confidential information about previous employers, as well as using an unprofessional screen name. And do not post too frequently. So what we're going to talk about next, Jay, is your 30-second elevator speech. So a good elevator speech should last no longer than a short elevator ride that's about 30 seconds. So we've all been on elevators before, right? An elevator speech is sometimes called a personal commercial. So it's a great way to advertise yourself, basically putting yourself out there, making yourself more marketable. It can help you organize your thoughts when talking about your professional life and your career goals. And it should only be about 75 words in length. So it's important to be concise and to the point. So this is an example. Whoa. That's not it. So this is an example of an elevator speech. So, hi, my name is Will. I am a senior in high school, and I have excelled in 2 subjects, math and computers. Previously, I worked in retail. So I have sales, customer service, and inventory management experience. I am proficient with Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. I've spent hours volunteering with Habitat for Humanity, which has been great. If you need an enthusiastic, proactive person, I am your person. I look forward to hearing from you. So that's a great elevator speech that you can share when you're looking for a job. So we're just going to go over this really briefly. Employers prefer to hire based on referrals. The reason why is because they're worried about company culture and that their employers are going to fit in. So it's great if you can get a referral from a friend through networking. That's why it's so important. That will help you get that job a lot faster. If you can network anywhere with anyone at any time, that's really going to increase your chances and open up opportunities for you to be able to find a job that you might not have even thought about, right? So it's important to talk about to your friends, your family, anybody you can that you're looking for a summer job. And then networking can obviously be online or offline, and is primarily about relationship building that rapport, and then helping others. And I encourage you to prepare an elevator pitch to showcase your skills and your experience and personality. And this will come into play, especially once you do get that interview. And it's very impressive when a young man as yourself can put his experience and skills together, and then also share what his goals are when you're in an interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Are you sure?
good.
Is there anything that you feel like you might need that I haven't covered today to help you land? Do you need information about anything that would help you land that summer job that you really want?
I'm new to Harrisburg, so
Oh, you're new to Harrisburg. Okay. And it's Justin, right? Or Jay Jr. Call me Jay Jr. Got it. Okay. So you're new to Harrisburg. Where did you move from?
I'm only visiting for the summer.
Oh, okay. Where are you from originally?
I'm in close to Omaha.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's great. So you have family up here. So it's really important to talk to your family members about what jobs are close to you in Harrisburg, right? Would you say yes to that?
Sorry.
All right. Okay, well, I'm not going to hold you up anymore. I hope that you'll reach out to some folks if you need some help. Just I'm going to encourage you to update those social media accounts and then create your elevator pitch. Okay, so those are good things to work on. That's some good life work. All right. Thank you for joining me today. All right. Bye-bye.